discouragement is always there because of negative influence, So I hope this is going to be, kind of a recharging all of us, in terms of our practices, in terms of keeping us in the spiritual track. Yeah. So that's what I really hope, and I really wish this should be working that way. So we all feel good to practice. We all feel encouraged to practice, even though of course we all are practicing more or less whatever in our daily basis. And so this should be supporting us, this should be really giving us more encouragement. So that's the main purpose, I think. Yeah. So let's today we will do let's do Nolsang together, and then see whether we do tomorrow or not. And then today I will talk a little bit about we just left the last part, yeah, the last 4 stanzas, that verses. I will talk a little bit about it. And also I have I think there are a few of you also requesting, kind of asking me to teach a little bit from the Night Moon, the new book of holiness. So I just picked up because I have been teaching to my colleagues here it's in Tibetan, of course. So I thought that there is a very important few things to talk about. So I picked up few of them, and then I can share with all of you. Yeah. So before then, okay, let's chant from the beginning of Nolsang, and let's go do the refuge and bodhicitta as usual. And then I think little bit of after reciting quite a number of things, then I can talk a little bit in between. Yeah. Okay, let's do the 7-line prayer. So I will remind all of us again a little bit of the everything. Okay, 7-line prayers, beginning of the Nolsang as usual. Yeah, so 7-line prayers with, as I said, as a supplication or as a refuge, we can also do, or as a, I don't know, what do you say? Whatever, it can be invitation, inviting Guru Rinpoche, of course, thinking of Guru Rinpoche, that's the main thing, having the devotion, without devotion, nothing works, especially in terms of Vajrayana, yeah. I mean, of course, not only Vajrayana, from the basic, foundation to the Dzogpa Chenpo practice, I think devotion is the key factor, without devotion, if there is no devotion, we say, so like the door is closed, you are saying, I want to practice, and there's a, for example, there's a door to enter, so if you don't have devotion, and then door is closed, gate is closed, so you cannot really enter into it. So devotion is very much needed from the from the basic practice, from the foundation to the enlightenment, everything devotion is. That's why we say, if you have a very, genuine devotion, authentic devotion, and then unchangeable devotion, then you don't need anything other than that, no practice. Many of the like Yangti practice and all these practices says very clearly, rather than, practicing so many deities, like hundreds of deities, just having a devotion in your guru is equivalent, or instead of practicing like thousands and millions of mantras, having devotions towards your guru, in just one pointed devotion is always very much highlighted. So I think when we do the 7-line prayers, so same thing, we have to have devotion towards the Guru Padma Sambhava, which is inseparable from your guru, and as a supplication or as an invitation we can do. Okay, so let's do together. Yulgen Chang Sam Pema Giser Dumbola Yatsen Shigi Pema June Jisu Purdu Kandru Mangpe Yugi Jis Dadrugi Chingi Lupsi Shisus Guru Pema Sidi again, you'll gain Pema Gesser Dumbola, Yatin Triggy, but Maj. Jesu ja kurdu kandru mangbu Kyuki Jesu da drugi Chingi lopchi shiksu su guru pima Sidi hong yulgi yulgi nu chansam pima gis Dumpo la yatin chugi ngudru pima jung Jesu ja kurdu kandru mangbu guru jis Dao gi jingi lop shiri shisu su guru pima sidi hong. Okay, next page. Continue. This is like for initiation or supplication. Guru kandru sochi dasha me bunam la. Oh yeah, sorry, I left one page. Pema sidi hong necho di ru jin po la du sho da la wang shi. Bhekta lok jin ne par she su cho ka tun ma ju zel. Om a hong ben zer guru pema sidi hong. Om a hong Benzer guru pema to jinzel benzer samaya za sarva siddhi phala ho ashima harine raja shiya chita shing shing enza guru kandre soche Dacham be bunam la lula gui chingi lo ngala sungi chingi ila tuki chingi lo she gurwar chingi lo gyuji dakwar chingi Namji jongwar chingi lo guji topar chingi lo om ahum Benzer guru pema dewa kine gaya kinsa om waka be kinsa chita be kinsa hong sarva be kinsa hashim. Okay, now holiness, longevity, yeah, long life prayer. Continue. Nam Sudi Jig Mene Pal Den Bem Ke Kurlui Chu Chin Po Egon Chogi Sansum Guni Ring Bazin Trilbegi Shodam Besha Pin Shon Trawe Gatsu She be in Jambu Shuise Lesogun Kilma Jutsu Zundil Bunzum So Pegi Richi Lama who comes and where Sulwa de Chodu Hutser Sulwa de Chile Tarjinge para Sulwa de Lama Julwa me para Chingilo Pende Joen Shempo Demba Yunri Neba Tanga Demba Kutsi Gelsin Dinguriji Chua Chempo Traine Dungezim Targishu Galpa Jiwa Samis Chedun Zijin Shugurji. Okay, now the 7 branches, yeah. So we have the meaning there. So try not to be distracted, yeah, and then one-pointedly. Of course, meanings are always there. So try to, while you are reciting, try to understand the meaning of it. Ngewa gunga lama la lunga isum gube True nimba tangche pe rabdu de gusha Musu Shamtai Julachina Sawala Meba Chutini Sunam Gunamba Gundu Shriba Bulodome Dune Safa Tunma Tangalwe Migi Chisoni Bezo Maluge Begoni Namke Tardo Chugundu Dula Pember Tebai Dusumgel Sechela Gavi Simgiji Rana Totsugi Dulchala Raja Samba Chitawa Zapatan Gachewe Techu Suguru Kurdu Zulugusun Tugintine Samwa Samgi Mikyapa Jizi Kurwa Dizit Nyangin Mida Jufu Zundazin Gungi Sabai Duzungel Jigdu De Magur Drawa Mani Okay, now the refuge in Bodhicitta comes. So Bodhicitta, refuge in Bodhicitta is, of course, very important. So let's always, remind ourselves about the, why we are doing this, So I'm doing this Nolsang practice, or maybe today I'm attending this, introduction session, So the main reason or the main motivation is I want to get enlightenment, so so that I can help the beings, because the beings in this world, in this universe, wherever the beings are, we say, like, the sky has no limit, right? Sky has no limit. It's a limitless. So wherever the sky is, there is and the beings are always there. So all this countless, countless of beings here, they're not only human beings, all these sentient beings, they all are going through tremendous suffering, everyday suffering, physical suffering, mental suffering, all the different sufferings. So in order to help them, what we can do now, as per now, we have no ability, as such. Even though we want to help others, we can't do that much, it's a very limited. So we have to have a broad mind, or broad bodhicitta mind for all, for all the beings, So I will help them, to liberate from this samsara only when we are liberated. Otherwise we can't do anything now. We are very handicapped, we are very handicapped now. So so that's the main thing we always have to think about, with the loving kindness, with the compassionate mind, always thinking of beings, how I can help them, how I can, including ourselves, free from the samsara, free from the, liberate from the samsara. So I want to get enlightenment. So this is the, main thing, main reason why I want to practice, why I want to recite mantras, why I want to do Nolsang practice, why I want to, listen to the spiritual introduction or the teachings. Yeah. So that's the main thing. We always have to remind that, and then that become the, as I always say, that becomes Mahayana practice, that becomes the cause to get enlightenment. Otherwise, if we have no such motivation and we are just doing it, and then it's it's going to be kind of, wasting. Yeah. So that's the main thing. Always we have to have sense of compassionate, as I always say, the bodhicitta. When we talk about the bodhicitta mind generating, let's arise bodhicitta mind. Let's try to have, we say, generate the bodhicitta mind, without a sense of compassion towards the beings, then bodhicitta mind is kind of impossible. Yeah. So we have to have, no matter, whatever you have to do, whatever different things you have to do, you have to have sense of compassion. We always think about one beings, or maybe so many beings, or the sufferings of the beings, the difficulty of the beings, and then we have a sense of feeling, sense of compassionate, sense of loving kindness feeling within yourself, and then from then we can always generate bodhicitta mind. So sense of compassion is the kind of root essence to have as a Mahayana practitioner. So let's remind that always, and then let's do the let's recite the refuge and bodhicitta. We would love to, shall we do in English? Yeah, let's do in English today, refuge. Let's do together. Okay. Namo, in the Guru, the embodiment of the Buddhas, nature of three jewels, I and all 6 classes of beings take refuge until enlightenment. Okay, repeat again. Namo, in the Guru, the embodiment of the Buddhas, nature of the three jewels, and I and all 6 classes of beings take refuge until enlightenment. Namo, in the Guru, the embodiment of the Buddhas, nature of the three jewels, I and all 6 classes of beings take refuge until enlightenment. Okay, then the bodhicitta development. For the benefit of the wandering sentient beings, I generate bodhicitta to realize the Guru, the Buddha, and by whatever activities are required to liberate all wandering beings. For the benefit of wandering sentient beings, I generate bodhicitta to realize the Guru, the Buddha, and by whatever activities are required to liberate all wandering beings. Okay, now let's do one in Tibetan, both refuge and bodhicitta. Yeah? Namo lama deshe dupe go goncho songi rajela dada dro simchenam chanchu perdu gyapsuji. Okay, bodhicitta development. Na simchine dro kuntundu lama sangi drubnenim kalagandul chilgi droa drulwa har simgedu simchine droa kuntundu lama sangi drubnenim Kala gandu chilgi drua drua simgedu simchen drua kundandu lama sangi drumneni Kala gandu chilgi drua drua simgedu. Okay, continue reading. I think I will, let's read half of it and then I will talk in detail. Yeah? Now the cleansing and purifying the substances of the burned substances. Yeah. Rang yang kang sang ze nam ge ma da ji pa zo tam je se tur ju de tong bar jang Subhava Shuddha Sarvadar Subhava Shuddha Hang Dongpe Ngale Dumle Rimbo Nuyang Sing Dia Chewe Nangdu Om Ahung Shua Leju Sangzi Duyon Gi Namba Kado Chiruni Kunsum Tsokpa Namka Parnanga Saji Tamche Kyabe Dutine Samge Mikyab Mizangwe Tima Yekyun Tam Jungwara Jebe Yuntine Kepara Jintan Tempe Yungsu Kangware Guru Nama Sarvata Thagata Bayu Mukhebe sarvate kahugade saparana imangagan khansoha nama sarvata thagata bhavish Mukhebe sarvate kahugade sapar imangagana khansoha nama sarvata thagata bhavish Sarvate Gayugate Saparana Himangaganaga Soha Nama Sarvata Thagata Bhay Vishmukhe Bes Tekayugate Saparana Himangaganaga Soha Nama Sarvata Thagata Bhay Vishmukhe Sarvate Gayugate Saparana Imangagana Soha. So the letter I've sent in the group, yeah, you identified the front and back. So I think rest you can find out. If not, then let me know, yeah. So there is a front. So front is always here. When we visualize this, this part is front, and then like this part is front. Your edge of your palm, this part, and then this is back, where your thumbs, So this is always back. So front part is always facing towards that, in front of you, yeah. So there's the, okay, let me know anyway, towards the end we can discuss if you have any doubt. Okay, so now, yeah, then now self-visualization. Okay, self-visualization. Now I think you all are quite familiar with it. So try to visualize as clear as possible, yeah. So when we say visualization, so very vivid, has to be very vivid, not kind of a blur, if it is possible, even the eyebrows, every goose, everything we have to very clearly visualize. So there are 5 points of visualization, yeah, very vivid. And then what symbolizes, for example, why Guru Padma Sambhava has, the khatanga, why he has the peju, and why he is holding this kapala, yeah, the skull, and the vase. All this has symbolizes many things. So that is the second thing we have to know. And then third is, of course, it, Guru Padma Sambhava, like a reflection in the mirror, very clearly, very clear, very vivid. Everything is there, yet absence of solidity, like, so that is, we are saying tongba, emptiness, shunyata. Always have to apply shunyata. Reflection in the mirror, it shows, you see very vividly, very clearly, but if we want to touch it, it's not there, So exactly the same thing we have to visualize Guru Padma Sambhava there. And then, and of course, the fourth point is, we say your mind, your mind and your Guru's mind is inseparable. So Rajin Ermeba, there is no separation. So these are the 5 very important things when it comes to the visualization. Yeah. Okay, so try to visualize as much as we can without any distraction, and then do together. Yeah. Sao bê tao chư gu chê du chê du chê du ban Khata gani chayam gul gel pushin purul beju Yesu la chamindara sound pen zirma Yendu karshin suge sa karmoni kandu jibu kusum tula Tele Jindrine Oze. Okay, now invocation, yeah. So you visualize yourself Guru Padma Sambhava, and then now invocation or the invitation, inviting Guru Padma Sambhava from this spaciousness or from this Andoperi, yeah, with Vajra and bell. You'll give God begin be madhuje Salyavya Gurduba Khandri Gur Jataudu Guru Jodiru Jinji Boru Jodana Waji Guru Okay, now the seven with the Damaru and bell, yeah, with Damaru and bell, seven branches, yeah. Okay, now the front visualization, yeah. So all the different guests, whatever you can, like all three jewels, Buddha, Bodhisattvas, Dhaka, Dakini, and all the spirit who are, going through difficult times. So all of them here to, we will wish how do you say, fulfill all their wishes, by by smoke offering, in the form of smoke offering, all the beings from the spirit to the Buddha, that Buddha and Bodhisattvas, it becomes all the different offerings. So that's we have to visualize, and then try to visualize the 4 different guests. So that's the front visualization, including Guru Padma Sambhava. Of course, if it is complicated and if you find it's difficult to visualize so many things, so just visualize Guru Padma Sambhava, which is inseparable from your guru, and of course which is inseparable from all the Buddhas, all the Buddha and Bodhisattvas, Dhaka and Dakinis. So just visualize one, then that's it. If you are capable enough, if you would love to do, and then visualize as much as you can. If not, then there is no obligation. Then you might think, I cannot do it. It's very difficult. Then give you stress. Instead of, how do you say, the willingness, or the you lose your interest. It's very complicated. I can't do it. So rather just visualize Guru Padma Sambhava. So there is always option, and how according to your how do you say, capability, according to your how do you say, interest, you can always visualize different things. Okay, let's do together. Shivadani Jojagi Galvegi Gurgunjane Chodadun Mojudu Eze Bajumeda Sangari Mazunada Ingbeju Bungalbajin Rara Zuzge Duja Nadi Umari Bezu Sasum Rul Bezu Giju Kandru Mai Jawadum China Zame Barjizu Yagetam Baginamla Nisume Barzu Yamba Chindu Shiyu Yamiri Bewaduju Teche Tene Kinamla Nichilo Ida Yabi Den Minzin Min Judebe Son Perol Behi Now let's do the Nolsang. Now it's talking about the contaminations, so how the things get contaminated. So that I think just kind of how do you say, telling us how the things get contaminated. So let's do together. Sem jengon yamari dibenolo nyon madungi se tanganon gusum migilunga isum no dultiminya belugi kandrono la tamsinya bedorje Lobono lo toturchuwe madam Androno Pinyamala Mijigyo Sumano la Sena Sabekasu Tamjeno Dingzin Chubesite Mamono la Tidun Chubesita Tamjeno Sheda Chubesi Lanam no Langagel Chubegi Lanam nol ducha drupe wangi Lanam nol chado drupe jawe Lanam nol timo drupe selje Lanam nol karmata juyula Nempo no ta kuntu pejela Nempo no le mi ta gi goimla Nempo no le mi ta ti me gon kya Nanam no le ke per mi ta bu me Pang me de ngo per sum la Yenam no le bu la gunur kim Kim Danul Lungai Dandala Lunulugidashur Ludumyam Bujirudunajim Migmi Silanganugigakuji Mami de Jilla Manzinat Jehoja in me Sipaza Jini Piji Senmoe Gunugurmiji Now Yella Nulizatu Dishina Putin Nulmidi Sakarma Musenulisi Ketuche Gatin Lanoji Lemi Dalanulidasi Kekadang Zilanulidot Chokanulidunam Tunmi Juzilanulidila Demitu Yulanulinitu Mugiju Kalanulitati Sabdahajini Dalanulajuji Doguramanulanulidoji Pelmi Gyurishulanulibuji Dingin Jumajilanulaji Kulburdo Dalanulajuni Dongxing Gongdolанulazakar Gongpoju Gosonulagorel Nosunudula Tapunulagal Ulahanyam Ninulizika Senzijine Kajinulahimara Lemahashu Tanulajini Mampojumalu Delanusentra Tunmi Juzanuluniti Chemba Anyamalukilanushabul Sharuda Jalanulajada Zidang Anyamalukilasunulwe Lumide Yapinela Sunolwe Simide Lugisanu Shachar Yamto Chunul Jukun Zuzi Buddha Tamudile Bema Nautaza Gun Chiburdolzi Satubuche Chigitanu Dichina Bunudranjing Loki Tulajayamenuzon Mukino Yusenul Tarachi Pomenul Budatin Sabenul Zinul Gunul Taju Kunginul Shiritul Season Namenul Destination Panazin Shirinul Punyam Mitahaeta Luginul de la Sopenul Now visualizing the burnt substances from here, yeah. Kiye jume damali Pai Saladin Jui Rasul Nedi Dragin Gebe Zawaluini Kiwishing Etimolaini Mintishi Lodamini Yapishing Etichonamal Yapishing Gadotirunuisu Jimpishing Eshinchotin Karma Akaru Sishin Kimbayushin Shubhatanga Doshin Balu Vinkaradam Bubanyudan Sirgodanga Mushin Mushin Bushin Shinizu Dibusum Tazantu Minizu Ridinirunu Kata Kaveri Nidru Tazoa Yumata Dunakana Dui Risheda Dasari Chiti Dazirkim Chanda Shinto Kureju Gasum Buddharsum Tamata Shatala Suhangu Nami Suradin Damze Karmaratanga Gugulgana Hatip Not so Jina Sasum no Tib Salve Mercy Chulungi Raptori Nam Kajin Dudamber Gurbe Amarang Lake Bim Nazo Gi Ishi Jimmy Mariwangino Narazu Ishisa Tugniwangino Narini Sangisa Gusumigino Nalusunanamsa Tujinebino Naluki Kandasa Tugnam Lamino Nashigosumasa Tudrishumino Lamata Kandasa Something and Benola, do you look on sa? See, don't you Benola, Chesa Jamdesa? Something and Denola, Sally Bungosa. Kundimitanola, Gasugam Chesa. Things into Benola, Ziggy Mamusa. Say, don't you Benola, need to Namsa. Sida Jubenola, Jivelanamsa, Michael Jubenola, Gipilanamsa, Lucha Jubenola, Wangilanamsa, Chado Jubenola, Japilanamsa, Imu Jubenola, Sensilanamsa, Nuju Jubenola, Bulanimbosa, Abun Jubenola, Jilanimbosa. Tadimenola, Napilanamsa, Nizantinola, Gunjilanamsa, Rapchidrisinola, Sigilanamsa, Azintivinola, Buladalasa, Dicheshempenola, Lapilanamsa, Yumizanola, Sanchilanamsa, Simperutinola, Talanimbosa, Phenomenal Gulala Aginola Kaladalasa Shuginola Palamalasa Yusinola Malabutisa Vishinola Nangilanamsa Mahano Zunye Nadolanamsa Inulo changes and Dolanamsa Yella no la chilla dola If you have prepared the burnt substances, you already started putting in the fire, yeah? If not, doesn't matter. Whoever you have, you can already from the marik, from there you have you can start burning. Okay, let's continue this one and then, yeah. Okay, so let's keep there, and then let me talk a little bit about the few important things which I picked up from the night moon, yeah, as I said, Holiness new book. I think it will be very good if we have this in English. Soon probably someone will be translating. So what I wanted to say is I think there are very crucial things Holiness highlighted in that. So one, the very first chapter. So there are so many chapters, different chapters. So the very beginning one is about what's the benefit of practicing Buddha Dharma. So that's the name of the title, or the chapter, the very, very first chapter. So in that chapter, what Holiness said, I mean, there are many details, but just to pick up, the importance, a few things for all of you. He said very clearly, whatever we do as a practitioner, we as a practitioner or the meditator or whatever we say, whatever we do, we always do something. For example, despite of, especially in you guys, as a lay practitioner, and despite of so many things to do in your day-to-day life, you always, try to get time to practice. In the morning, you try to get up early in the morning to do practice, or in the evening, or you might be, many of you are doing Mondo practices in between, or in the Sundays or in the weekend. So whatever we do, we always try to do something, we same, I mean, especially for us, of course, we are fully involved in so many different activities, and especially how Dharma activities. So Holiness said, whatever we do, we should be, how do you say, we should have a reason behind it. Otherwise it becomes kind of a, how do you say, Holiness said very nicely. He said, you shouldn't become like a monkey copying human beings, So that's a good example. He said monkeys are always, they always copy human beings. For example, I was also jokingly in the sense saying to my colleagues here, when they're just watching human beings, how they act, how they, for example, when human beings eating banana, the way how we eat, the way how we peel the banana skin and we eat. So when they find a banana, they do exactly the same thing, you know, they peel like that and they eat. And then, of course, like many things like Coca-Cola, they do same things, you know, how human beings do. So I was telling, you know, also sharing with my colleagues here. So Holiness said, we as a practitioner, we shouldn't be, if there is no reason behind it, you know. So monkeys have no reason because they are just copying it, you know, they just see what human beings are doing and then they just copy it. So if we become like, you know, we also, you know, if we have no reason, I'm just doing it because I'm a practitioner, you know, or say we would say, I'm a Buddhist, you know, I'm Buddhist, so I have to do it, you know. It becomes kind of an obligation to you. I have to do this, or I have to be vegetarian. So there are many reasons, like we say, for example, the precepts, yeah, Hinayana, Pratimoksha vows, so to speak, you know. And in your case, you all have Pratimoksha vows, lay vows, you know, the Gengen vows. So we say Gengen vows are the Hinayana vows. It's a Hinayana precept. I have to do it, you know, because it's a Hinayana, Mahayana, and Vajrayana is the Buddhist, you know, different yanas. I have to do it. So it become mandatory, it become obligation to you, you know. Or we would say, how do you say, and the Pratimoksha vows, the essence of Pratimoksha vows, I think many, you know, what is the essence of Pratimoksha vows, why we are, you know, how do you say, keeping these vows. I don't know, many of you know or you don't know. The essence, you know, the essence of Pratimoksha vows is not harming others, you know, despite, of course, we have few vows to take, like, you know, not killing, not stealing, not having sexual misconduct, and then 4 verbal precepts, and then, you know, 3 mental precepts. We have 10 normally, you know, normally 8 or 7 lay vows is a different, there's a different count anyway, but actually it comes in 10 virtues, you know. So we would say the essence of the lay vows or the essence of Pratimoksha vows is not harming others, you know. So we would say, oh, not harming others, and, you know, these precepts are just Hinayana vows. I have to do it. And we would say, for example, like the Mahayana vows, you know, Mahayana precepts, or being vegetarian and helping others is the Mahayana vows, Mahayana precepts. I consider myself as a Mahayana practitioner, so I have to do it. You know, or in the Vajrayana, we say there are so many samayas to, you know, keep, so many samayas to keep. So these are the Vajrayana vows. I have to do it. So if someone asks why you are doing it, oh, because I'm Vajrayana practitioner, you know. So there's the kind of a simple reason we would give, you know. I'm a Mahayana practitioner, I am a Hinayana practitioner, so I have to do it, you know, we would say that. So in that sense, if you are saying that, then you become kind of a monkey, you know, you just, you know, I have to do it because all the Mahayana practitioners are doing it, so I have to do it. All the Hinayana practitioners are doing it, so I all have to do it, you know. So these holiness that we have to always, you know, find reason behind it. For example, the very basic vows, you know, not stealing, not sexual misconduct, not killing. Checked it, you know, why, you know, if I don't kill, you know, if I if I don't kill and if I benefit others, what happens, what is the result of it, you know. If I keep these precepts, what is the beneficial, you know, what is the advantages of it, what if I don't do it, what is the disadvantages of it, you know. So we have to know the reason out of that, you know. So then only then you will understand, oh, you know, if I don't kill and if I keep these precepts, you know, for example, like the 7 precepts, body and speech, you know, body and speech, if I keep these 7 precepts very, very purely, very clearly, so, you know, oh, this means then, you know, we said pratimoksha means you are liberating. Pratimoksha is nothing to do with helping others or anything. I think many of you know, yeah. So when we say about the pratimoksha vows, the Hinayana vows, we never talked about others, you know, self-liberating. So that's why we call in Tibetan, we call it sosotharva, you know, self-liberating. So if I keep these precepts and if I am following these precepts and in these vows, I will be liberated. I will be benefited, you know. I will be benefited, and then in my next life, I will be, you know, I will have a chance to at least chance to reborn as a human being. It's a pratimoksha vows, the discipline, all these vows as the main thing to reborn in the upper realm. So there's the self-liberation. So if you check it, then you will understand it's for myself, for my sake. It's not something to do with Hinayana or Mahayana or Vajrayana. It's for, how do you say, self-liberating, self-benefiting. Oh, it's for my sake. I am benefiting. I will be, have a great life next time at least. So once you know that, then how do you say? Then you will have an interest. You will have a willing to do it. Instead of, how do you say, obligation. So that's the main thing. Holiness is very much highlighted in this. What is the benefit? You have to know the benefit of practicing Buddha Dharma. You have to always resign. How do you say? Check, examine, or how do you say? Investigate. What is that? So let's, for example, count. Not killing, not killing. What is, investigate what is the benefit of not killing. Okay, then let's see. There are so many beings who are killing and who are eating animals. So what is the disadvantages of them? What is the result out of that? So we can compare. Or I'm being vegetarian. So what is the benefit of it? How it benefits? What is the cause and effect? How we get benefited? What is the benefit in next life? If I don't do it, if I break these vows, what happens? What is the downfall of it? So investigation is very much needed. So that's why Holiness is saying, just don't say that I'm doing it because I'm Hinayana, I'm Mahayana, I'm Vajrayana, I have to do it. Then it becomes obligation. And sometimes many of us, we don't want to do it, but it becomes obligation. If I don't do it, I already took refuge, so I will be breaking it, or I'm very scared. So you how do you say, you are under a fence. You feel very scared because if I do something, if I don't follow it, maybe something will happen very bad. So it becomes very obligation, and how do you say, difficult for you to follow. So Holiness said you have to investigate every small thing, whatever you do, whatever practice you do, why I'm doing it. By doing this practice, what is the benefit out of it? How I get benefited in this life, how I get benefited in my next life. If I don't do it, what is the downfall? What will happen to me in this life? What will happen to me in the next life? So then you will realize that whatever you do in terms of keeping precepts, self-liberation, self-benefiting, it's nothing to do with your guru. We are keeping these precepts, so then your guru will have some, profit out of that. No way. No, gurus are there to help you. They are here to liberate us. They are here to free us from the samsara and from the sufferings. So that is the main reason. I think many of you, especially in Western people like you guys, I think you are very good in thinking. So which is very good. Always, without any thought, and just do it, and then they become very blur, very blind. So then there's no reason, you just do it, and then it becomes obligation to you, and then you feel like very stiff. I am under pressure. You are under pressure, I have to do it, it's an obligation. Then it's become very difficult. So willingness is not there. So what Holiness is trying to say, you have to investigate properly everything. Being vegetarian, keeping samaya from the pratimoksha vows, every single steps we have to check properly, and then you will realize, oh, this is benefiting myself. At the very basic thing, how do you say, in the very first step, you are benefiting, and then of course it comes, you are benefiting so many beings if you are capable enough, and if you are. So then you will, of course, we all are very selfish, isn't it? Holiness said very clearly because why, once it's benefiting me, means we all are very selfish. So then we want to do it. Something benefiting to you, then you would do it. We would love to do it. For example, eating food, some very nutritious protein food, we know, and then we would love to buy and we would eat. Why? Because this will help my health, I will be healthy, I will be, how do you say, fit, and I will be, I can do so many things. So we are eating it, we are, whatever benefited and whatever good for your health, you would do it because the reason. So similarly, in the practice wise, in terms of practice, once you know it's benefiting me, then you are willing to do it. It doesn't become obligation to you. So the willingness, once you have willingness, so you have interest in it. You have a very interest, then you become diligent spontaneously, you become diligent naturally. For now, I don't know, many of you are diligent already. Like people like us, we are not so diligent, we are always so lazy, we are always being so procrastinate, we are trying our best to force ourselves to practice. Why? Because we have no willingness there, we have no interest there, because we didn't understand or we didn't realize the reason. So that's why he's saying we should check properly. So then willingness will come, and then you will spontaneously, you will naturally become diligent in terms of practice. Yeah. So when you are diligent enough to, when you become diligent enough to practice whatever you do, so then the very first thing is, of course, there are a few steps. First thing what we have to focus on practice is our body and speech. Don't talk about the, this is the, how as a beginner, holiness is very teaching from the, how we really go from the basic, as a beginner practitioner, we shouldn't be talking about so high, and, all this emptiness and shunyata. These are, I think, of course, as we have been talking, these are the very second step. Very first thing what we have to focus on is body and speech, the precepts of body and speech. So of course we all know, for example, like 10 non-virtues, we would always, very easily pronounce that, very easily count that. I think from the so many years, I think ever since you become practitioner, or ever since you become kind of a, how do you say, become a disciple of a guru, always that, as I think last time also I few times mentioned it, we would say, oh, okay, the 3 non-virtues of body is not killing, not stealing, not sexual misconduct, not lying, not slander, or how do you say, decisive words, and then all this, and then the 3 minor, all this, we can easily can count all these numbers, but when it comes to practice, very difficult, I would say that. So for example, let's go through it. For example, killing, when we say killing, killing, definitely we wouldn't, it's a kind of a very gross action. We wouldn't kill an animal or any beings with a knife ourselves, go and do that. I think it's quite, we wouldn't do it. People like us, we wouldn't do it. And stealing also, I don't think we would do it. But these are very gross. When we say killing, means what comes in our mind? Killing with a knife or with a gun someone else, that is a very big one. That is the biggest or the very gross part, but there are so many subtle things, the detail. If you go into detail in killing, there are so many things. For example, like the small insects in your room, sometimes we just ignore it, we just throw water on them, and then we don't consider that's a killing. Definitely that's a killing. Or when we have mosquitoes, we sometimes we can't bear anymore, and then I don't know what, we put smoke and we put all these different, I don't know, medicine, so then they die. So these are, we don't consider as a killing. So this is very bad, so then that means we are not really keeping the precepts of not killing. Not killing means it has to be very clearly not harming even a single being, not even a tiny insect. So sometimes we become, I don't know, in your case, we are very tend to ignore the small beings like insects, ants, and I don't know, these small things in the, there are so many beings in our clothing, in your doors, wooden doors, wooden tables. There are so many things. So if we ignore them and then we just, try to sweep them, clean them, dust them without, really, how do you say, being careful, so then that becomes killing. So we have to be very careful in terms of keeping the precepts. We think, oh, I'm not killing, means the only, very big thing, I'm not killing means I'm not holding a gun or a knife to kill others. That's a very gross thing, that we wouldn't do it. Even we do it these days, of course police will come and you will be in jail. So we are very scared of doing that anyway. So these are the detail we have to be very clearly thinking. And stealing, same thing. Stealing means not only just how do you say, robbery, big, there's a very big thing, but very tiny small things. I think stealing is quite, I don't know, I mean, to my understanding, to my feeling, I don't think we would do it. People like us, even a needle, I don't think we would steal. But we have to be careful in that sense also. And then sexual, when it comes to sexual misconduct, very, the attachment, the desire, how much desire, we are in the desire realm. So we are full of desire. So we have to be very careful in that sense, not only, sexual misconduct means only, how do you say, very gross part, very subtle part we have to be avoided. Very subtle part we have to be, being very careful, in that sense. And then three, how do you say, the three non-virtues of body is, relatively quite, I don't think we would really, do that. And then when it comes to speech, for example, very difficult. I would say it's a very difficult, lying, how many times we are lying in a day, we have to investigate, we have to count. So if we are doing that, then Holiness says very clearly in latter part, without avoiding, and how do you say, without giving up these 7 non-virtues of body and speech, your mind will never be in peace, never. You cannot meditate, it's not easy to talk. It's not easy to, meditate, how do you say, easily. It's a very difficult. So it's an independent, first you have to tame your body and speech very properly, train, or we can say tame. So yeah, let's say the lying, how much we lie, and then what is that? The second one is decisive talk, or the, slander. How many times we do. I think we have been always, involved in decisive talk, slandering, and then harsh words, saying the, harsh words to others. We are always, I think, more or less involved in that. And then the fourth one, the talking nonsense or gossip, especially ladies, girls, we are very bad in that. We can't avoid that, So if without avoiding, without practicing, or without cultivating them, and then your mind will never be in peace. For example, the like gossip is one of the very bad thing. When we gossip, all this, how do you say, unhappy feeling, I think getting angry, hatred, all comes from your speech. If you are very careful about, that's why we always recommend to keep silent, for example, in retreat and all these things, keep silent, don't talk. Talking is the how do you say, the cause of problems. We talk, and then all these problems come. We talk, and then you become unhappy, towards the end of the day. You talk, and in so many people you talk all nonsense, and then you regret, and then you are very unhappy, very upset. So when you are upset, you can't meditate. Just simply, forget about meditating. When you are upset, when you are unhappy, you are disappointed, then you don't even want to eat food sometimes. You can't even sleep, out of regret, out of, I don't know, disappointed, very stressed, very, how do you say, angry, hatred. And then talking forget about meditation or any other practices. You can't even want to eat. You can't even sleep. So that's why holiness is in the very first step. We have to take care of your body and speech. Train your body and speech in the very first step. So we have to avoid that, not only counting. I've been also sharing with my colleagues, we all are like that. Counting is very easy. It just comes, one after the other. 10 non-virtues counting. If counting is not enough, counting is just in your intellectual box from so many years. That doesn't help you. Now we have to cultivate, really cultivate. Every day try to, less gossip, try to less lying, try to less decisive talk, try to less, harsh words towards others. So by doing that, we need training. We need training every day. We have to go through training. And then one day, slowly, it's not an overnight work, it just wouldn't come in a day or two, Every day we have to really be careful, watch your speech, watch your body action, how you are reacting, how you are, showing your, reflecting, how do you say, showing your expression and all this to others. Both body and speech, you have to always focus on, always watching. Your mind should be watching your body and speech, how much I am going involving in the 10 non-virtues, whether I'm really avoiding that or not. If not, then your mind would never be in peace. That's what holiness said. Is that, I think that's the, how do you say, the connection. Once your body and speech are in very well trained, so no gossiping, no telling lie, no harsh words, no slandering. If you really manage to give up these 4 non-virtues of speech, and then 3 non-virtues of your body, and then you will be in peace. We will be very happy. And then when you are happy, then naturally you can meditate. Your mind is in peace already. Without that, we are now, our mind is like, monkey mind, it's like a, crazy elephant. Holiness said very clearly in the book, crazy elephant. It's just why? Because, because your body and speech is also, how do you say, equally always involving in the non-virtues. So your mind will go wild. So very important to, train your body and speech. And then the third thing is then your, how do you say, your mind will be in, how do you say, properly stay there if you want to meditate. Only then, otherwise there is no other option. And then once your mind is there, then okay, then the third thing comes. We say there are 3 training. What is it? The morality, and then concentration, and then wisdom. So we call it, 3 training, lapasum in Tibetan. So the morality, in the very first thing, we need morality. That's why there are so many, how do you say, text and text after text, the morality comes. That's why Hinayana normally relate to the morality. Pratimoksha vows relate to the morality. So morality means body and speech. Moral, we have to be disciplined our body and speech. And once your body and speech are in control, and then second training comes, the concentration comes. Then when your body and speech are in control, your mind will be spontaneously concentrated. You can easily concentrate. So when you can concentrate, that is the concentration. When you can concentrate properly, samadhi, we say samadhi, or the concentration. And when you concentrate properly, and then wisdom comes. So, okay, now your mind is in peace, and then you can concentrate. If I want to meditate for 10 minutes, you can meditate for 10 minutes. So when you do that, and then the wisdom comes, realization comes, understanding of Shunyata comes, understanding of all these different wisdom, the realization of wisdom comes spontaneously, because your mind is in control now. Without that, now body and speech is out of control, our mind is out of control, and we are trying to always meditate, and I can't meditate, I cannot do that. We have lots of complaint because we haven't been putting effort to train your body and speech in the first step. Yeah, so that is, I think, very important, very deep and profound to my understanding, even though it's quite kind of a simple teaching, but I think we have to be deeply thinking about it, and then cultivation is needed. When it comes to cultivation, as I said, four non-virtues of speech, we can easily talk, but then when it comes to your own practice, cultivation, it's very difficult. I'm telling you, it's really tough. So let's check how much you can do, how much you are really, abandoning them or avoiding them. Yeah. So that's the main thing. And then when we say about meditation, yeah, the from the three, morality, and then concentration, and then wisdom. So when we do concentration, when we do meditation, let's say meditation. So Holiness again pointed other one of the important thing. So he said, when we meditate, what is the biggest obstacle for all of you? What is the biggest obstacle when we meditate? What do you feel? Okay, you cannot talk now because you have to unmute. So yeah, when we meditate, the biggest obstacle is the distraction. Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, you can't meditate. Why? Because distraction comes. Even for 2 seconds you are meditating, distraction comes. There's the biggest obstacle. So the distraction comes from where? We have to investigate again. What is the root? Why distraction comes? How it comes? Check. So Holiness said, of course, from the when we say attachment, attachment, and then anger, and then ignorance. We always talk about these three poison. So as I mentioned, in the Nolsang part also, the ignorant is the root of all the afflictive emotions. When because of the ignorant we say I exist, our ignorant mind says I exist. So then when I exist, then my comes. My parents, my father, my mother, my children, my family, my world. I don't know, my village. This comes. When I exist. So that is the first biggest problem, the problematic, the ignorance. So after ignorant, what is the biggest, I would say, mara, to us. What is the biggest mara is ignorant, and then second biggest mara is the attachment, attachment. So when we have attachment, so as I said, as I just pointed, when we are meditating, distraction is the problem, because we can't meditate because we have lots of distraction. So the distraction comes because of attachment. You have attached to so many things. Because of the attachment, the distraction comes. Let me give you an example. For example, when we meditate, it's just funny things. I mean, in meditation we remember all sorts of things. Who said that? There's jokingly they said, we forget so many things. When we meditate, we remember everything. We remember everything. So if you forget something, let's meditate to remember that. Someone very jokingly said, which is true. I don't know in your case. Yeah, isn't it? When we meditate, we remember all sorts of things. So there's the distraction, all sorts of things. So for example, when we are meditating, let me give you an example. Because of the attachment, the distraction comes. For example, when we are meditating, sometimes our mind go to supermarket. Okay, today I want to cook something for lunch. Okay, let's say pasta, or what, in meditation, you are in the meditation cushion, and then, in the meditation posture, and then your mind goes all the way to supermarket, You know, all this pasta ingredient comes in your mind. You know, oh, I don't know, I don't have this, I have to collect onion, I have to collect some spring, I don't know, something is not, oh, I have to look for that. Everything comes, you know. Why? Because you are attached to food, you know. Yeah, it's because of attachment. Distraction comes, so the distraction immediately sends you all this, you know, the attachment sends all this distraction, you know. Everything comes, you already, your mind is roaming in supermarket and, you know, already touching all these different ingredients, for example, you know. Or maybe we would say, for example, when we are meditating, we remember the past times, you know, what happened with your friend. Oh, I went to a beach with my friend, it was a great time. Oh, we flew there, you know, I don't know, we did that. Again, it's attachment, because you are attached to that moment, you know, the moment you spend with your friend, you are attached to it. That's why you are remembering it, you know. In meditation it comes. Or maybe you are thinking about, I don't know, your boyfriend, girlfriend, all this comes, of course, you know. It's a very, how do you say, very vivid and very understandable, you know. Everything comes, you know, because you're attached to them. Or maybe you are remembering your parents, I don't know, your cousin, your niece and nephews. Again, that's attachment, you know. You are attached to all of them, that's why you are remembering it. So in order to remove all this distraction, what we have to do is, you know, give up attachment. I mean, it's not easy, but then that's the only method. Holiness very clearly said, you know, not only Holiness said, and also there are so many, you know, verses from the Nagarjuna, from the, who is the Chandrakirti, you know, Holiness mentioned one of the verses of Chandrakirti is, you know, so give up attachment, so then you will have no distraction. Now we have so many distractions because we are so attached to so many things. So attachment is the, you know, attachment is the cause of distraction. For example, you know, again, it's the same thing. Now these things from the positive perspective, you know, so negative, from the negative perspective, when we are meditating, then we remember, oh, I had a fight with him, I had a fight with her, she said that to me, he said that to me, and again you are fuming and inside, you know, you are meditating and you are, you are getting so angry inside. Why? Because of the attachment. Anger comes again, you know, the attachment pulls the anger. You are fuming. Why we are fuming? Oh, she said that to me, we had a fight, she said this word, he did that to me, you know, that is, and you can't accept it, because you are so attached to I. So that's why people cannot say anything to you. I'm so important, you know, I'm the big boss, you know. Who are you to say something to me? Who are you to, you know, abuse me? Who are you to insult me? Who are you to say something very bad about me? You cannot do that. Why we are saying that? Because you are so attached to yourself. You know, if you have no attachment to yourself, let it be, you know. Whatever people slap you, doesn't matter, you will be smiling, you know. Yeah, I mean, that's what all these bodhisattvas have been doing, you know. If someone slap on your, you know, cheek, you will be laughing, you know. You will have more compassion to the other beings. But in our case, that's not happening, because we are so attached, so solidly attached to this body, and I, which is exist forever, you know, cannot diminish, you know. It's so solidly there, so people cannot say anything to me. How come? You know, I'm so important, I'm the most important in this universe. People are saying that. So all these things we remember, you know, all these things comes when you are meditating. So where is your meditation now? You know, you are sitting on the cushion for maybe half an hour, but then 20 minutes you gone, you know. So, you know, it's a wasting. Yeah, even though you consider yourself meditating, it's full of distraction. So that's why we have to, you know, that's why I said anger also. Attachment pulls anger, attachment pulls jealousy, attachment pulls hatred, everything. Because of the attachment, you can check, you can examine, you can investigate, and then find out whether attachment is that's why I said the second most mara is the attachment. The first one is, of course, ignorant. Ignorant is the self creator. I exist. Because of the ignorant, we are saying I exist. If ignorant is not there, you would realize I doesn't exist. It's just a illusion. It's just a dream. Like, why should I be attaching? So if you don't have attachment, then you have no distraction. Then your mind is always in peace. Doesn't matter what people do to you. Doesn't matter if people scold to you or slap on you, on I don't know, beat you. You can just be relaxed, and then your mind is always in peace. Only then you can realize the wisdom. Only then you can realize the shunyata. Only then we can understand the union and all this Dzogchen practice, Mahamudra and everything. Without that, we are kind of messing up. We are not really practicing the basic step, and then we are expecting something to happen, and realization and all these things. I think quite impossible. That's why Holiness very clearly mentioned that part. So meditation, the biggest obstacle of meditation is the distraction. All these decisive, all these wandering thoughts. In order to remove, in order to give up that, we have to have a less attachment. Of course, we cannot just give up attachment in one day. No way. But training is needed. Exercise is needed. Exercise is needed in everything, as we all know. Even going to school, even learning a language, we need everyday exercise. Without that, you can't accomplish. So definitely, as I said the other day, to make a cup of tea, we need so many facilities and so many things. So then, of course, to get enlightenment or to do something, this is a big subject. This is a big, when we talk about realization, is the top class subject. It's so definitely we need so many trainings and so many exercises we have to go through every day. Without that, it's quite difficult. So there's the kind of few things I wanted to share with all of you. I think it's a very important. So keep in your mind about the, as a basic step, body and speech, the conduct, body and speech, non-virtues, how much we are really doing it, that we have to keep. And then before then that, as I said, whatever we do shouldn't be an obligation. We investigate, and it's for myself, it's for my sake. And then you will be, the willingness comes, and then when you are willing and you have interest to do, then you love to do it. If we all are very interested to go to beach, we go to picnic, we are so happy. So same thing, why? Because you love to do it. So same thing when it comes to practice, we are not investigating it. So that's why it becomes kind of an obligation. Oh, even though I don't want to do it, I have to do it. It's something I feel I'm not excited about it, but yet I have to do it. It becomes force. You are putting pressure on yourself. So once you understand and you realize that this everything is for me, how much benefited I'm getting, how much kind of profit I'm getting, then you will be so excited to practice, so willing to practice. Then the diligence comes. So when you have diligence, then Holiness said, when you have the diligence, then try to focus on your body and speech action, how much you are really, practicing, cultivating them. Then the second step, when your body and speech are in control, and then mind comes spontaneously. You don't have to do much. Your mind will be in peace. So when your mind is in peace, then meditating is very easy. For now, it's very difficult, as I said, very difficult. We can't meditate because we are full of distraction, because lots of attachment, and also our body and speech is always involving in non-virtues, and that makes us unhappy, that makes us very disappointed, that gives us lots of regret, feeling of regret. Then your mind will be, stressed, disappointed. So with disappointed and with unhappy mind, how will you meditate? It's impossible. In the first step, in order to meditate, your mind should be happy and relaxed. So then only then you can meditate, So that's the kind of step. I think it's a very profound teaching for a beginner like us. I think it's very important to be able to cultivate and really, properly, very deeply or properly think about it and then try to cultivate. Yeah. And then the distraction and all this, as I said, you all can also investigate and find out what is all this distraction comes from, where, how it works. All this, we are not really, how do you say, we are very nosy in other things, but then when it comes to our own practice, we are not nosy, we are just ignoring it, we happily just let it be, so we should be nosy in our practice and then see how it comes, why how it's functioning, all these things we have to check properly. Anyway, so that's the little things I picked up from the night moon, and then I can do more. Yeah. There are so many important things. Some whatever the important things, when I find, I can try to pick up and share with all of you. Yeah, I hope it's useful for all of us. So let's now do together. The Nolsang time always runs. Page number, continue 46. Yeah, you all have it? Okay. Sing chi de zamengi de ba de la mai dem no lwa sang yu ji shi la nam zo gi nul gu na men na chen ten ji sang yu ji de la nam zo gi nul gu na bu ga shin ji sang yu ma sin khandu sogi nulguna balam darati sangyur churkyo suma sogi nulguna shatana suji sangyur tari gongo sogi nulguna suji sangyur la sindege sogi nulguna shimna sogi sangyur ga sudam chen sogi nulguna shimra kumji sangyur la nami sogi nulguna progression ji sangyur Luna mi sogi nulguna lumina sogi sangyur nam mi sogi nulguna darsandazi ji sangyur sada mi sogi sangyur sada mi sogi nulguna tapasuti sangyur da mi sogi nulguna kimbasuti sangyur la mi sogi nulguna lumdi sangyur la mi sogi nulguna chemazi puji sangyur rinjin sogi nulguna rinjin sogi sangyur la mi sogi nulguna tarsana sogi sangyur la mi sogi nulguna shapu champuji sangyur la mi sogi nulguna duzina suji sangyur la mi sogi nulguna duzina suji sangyur ji dahala mi za zo gi nulgyur na chemar bagim ji sangyur ji chehla mi za zo gi nulgyur na degar ji chu ji sangyur ji dunla mi za zo gi nulgyur na shasha segim ji sangyur ji kehla mi za zo gi nulgyur na shenwu ji sangyur ji yunla mi za zo gi nulgyur na gugu gana ji sangyur ji sangyur na nam zo gi nulgyur na shingde me to ji sangyur ji ri je la nam zo gi nulgyur na ji sangyur ji ya tin la nam zo gi nulgyur na bana shin ji sangyur ji le gi go chen zo gi nulgyur na la chamin ji sangyur ji se nur lo zo gi nulgyur na shin chu ji samen gi sangyur ji nul ji mi za tham je ta san ne shir gun shin tu shin na sangyur okay, continue. Lamai damno loa yonaya shincho dizamin gi sangyurchi pao kanjuno loa yonaya shincho dizamin gi sangyurchi shikyo sumano loa yonaya shincho dizamin gi sangyurchi Kunyale kanolo ayonaya shincho dizamin gi sangyurchi Sare gonmanolo ayonaya shincho dizamin gi sangyurchi Lasinde genolo ayonaya shincho dizamin gi sangyurchi Jitengano lo ayonaya shincho dizamin gi sangyurchi Tengelanam lo ayonaya shincho dizamin gi sangyurchi Hargenyanam lo ayonaya shincho dizamin gi sangyurchi Ogilunam lo ayonaya shincho dizamin gi sangyurchi Jindamirano lo ayonaya shincho dizamin gi sangyurchi Cheta jamdeno lo ayonaya shincho dizamin gi sangyurchi Jikden la sono lo ayonaya shincho dizamin gi sangyurchi Sajine sano lo ayonaya shincho dizamin gi sangyurchi Gurgela sono lo ayonaya shincho dizamin gi sangyurchi Goelangano lo ayonaya shincho dizamin gi sangyurchi Malapuzino lo ayonaya shincho dizamin gi sangyurchi Talapen bono lo ayonaya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Nurla Chupuno Loa Yonaya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Nulamin Bono Loa Yonaya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Rala Sermono Loa Yonaya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Jingla Changpano Loa Yonaya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Mula Ketuno Loa Yonaya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Gola Tahyano Loa Yonaya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Tablayol Mono Loa Yonaya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Gola Jalano Loa Yonaya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Nulayang Lano Loa Yonaya Gi Sangurji Shula Zulano Loa Yonaya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Silla Jolano Loa Yonaya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Lano Loa Yonaya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Najrpolomi nor koshigi Tata sumano loyo naya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Tawati meno loyo naya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Tagwe Petano loyo naya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Tagen Lablum no Loyo Naya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Tatsuno no Loyo Naya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Taziruga no Loyo Naya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Lato Sergeno Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Zenpono Loa Yonaya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Taya Zulmono Loa Yonaya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Taluton Bono Loa Yonaya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Tarata Hono Loa Yonaya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Tume Damzeno Loa Yonaya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Tume Jenzino Loa Yonaya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Chudze Chudze Loa Yonaya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Tenzena Zono Loa Yonaya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji Nasonto Tangal Loa Yonaya Singchoti Zamin Gi Sangurji shiki shiki bhutanu loyanaya Sincho jizamingi sangyuji kipi punyanu loyanaya Sincho jizamingi sangyuji suri loyanu loyanaya Sincho jizamingi sangyuji shiri bayanu loyanaya Sincho jizamingi sangyuji kipi punyanu loyanaya George Zamingi Sanguji, Mount Puyana Lionaya. George Zamingi Sanguji, Tapioyana Lionaya. George Zamingi Sanguji, Shippiana Lionaya. George Zamingi Sanguji, Shippiana Lionaya. George Zamingi Sanguji, Shippiana Lionaya. Sincho jizamingi sangyuji shupino yanu loyanaya Sincho jizamingi sangyuji shupino yanu loyanaya Sincho jizamingi sangyuji shupino yanu loyanaya Sincho jizamingi sangyuji shupino yanu Baby, going loyanaya Sincho jizamingi sangyuji Tapeno tono loyanaya Sincho jizamingi sangyuji Uweze komno loyanaya Sincho jizamingi sangyuji Shimane sano loyanaya Sincho jizamingi sangyuji Dubbe matene loyanaya Sincho jizamingi sangyuji Minore gyano loyanaya Sincho jizamingi sangyuji Sentayo Kurnayanaya Sincho Tizamingi Sanguji Tukangu Kinayanaya Sincho Tizamingi Sanguji Zinurno Jahanayanaya Sincho Tizamingi Sanguji Tukanga Tanayanaya Sincho Tizamingi Sanguji Takang Zidanayanaya Sincho Tizamingi Sanguji Loyanaya Sincho Tizamingi Sanguji Ajiyantana loyanaya Sincho Tizamingi Okay, so now this one for the sick people. Yeah, we always can remember all the beings who are suffering from COVID-19 or maybe different other disease. So try to remember them and then dedicate for the sick people, and let's do together. Sincho jizamingi padi Tabangu yanda hoshigi Shedale jinne sangirji Sincho jizamingi padi Tabangu yanda hoshigi Benga sangirji Sincho jizamingi padi Dabangu yanda hoshigi Nganyamji nina sangirji Sincho jizamingi Dabangu yanda hoshigi Ngalago nina sangirji Shinchoti za mingi dupadi Takangu ju yunda burjigi Loze luze nenam sangirji Shinchoti za mingi dupadi Takangu ju yunda burjigi Shingu sada nenam sangirji Shinchoti za mingi dupadi Takangu ju yunda burjigi Siloti ninam sangyuji Shinchoti za mingi dupadi Takangu ju yunda burjigi Kaldum lusi ninam sangyuji Shinchoti za mingi dupadi Takangu ju yunda burjigi Bojoi go ninam sangyuji Shinchoti za mingi dupadi Takangu ju yunda Gunamela ninam sangyuji Shinchoti za mingi dupadi Takangu ju yunda burjigi Shatang pahabe ninam sangyuji Shinchoti za mingi dupadi Takangu ju yunda burjigi Chakpan chu se ninam sangyuji Shinchoti za mingi dupadi Takangu ju yunda burjigi Juta sinbi ninam sangyuji Shinchoti za mingi dupadi Takangu ju yunda burjigi Takan chu yu ninam sangyuji Shinchoti za mingi dupadi Takangu ju yunda burjigi Tangtang bu nyampa sangyuji Shinchoti za mingi dupadi Takangu ju yunda burjigi Udam shi yampa sangyuji Shinchoti za mingi dupadi Takangu ju yunda burjigi Palkan tu tu yampa sangyuji Shinchoti za mingi dupadi Takangu ju yunda burjigi Tetang sunam yampa sangyuji Shinchoti za mingi dupadi Takangu ju yunda burjigi Adam Shinchoti za mingi sangyuji Takangu ju yunda burjigi Taptang shuki nolsang yuksenu Shinchoti za mingi sangyuji Nichirachi dachini nalbuinu Shinchoti za mingi sangyuji Jechini gompo dam nyama chizginu Shinchoti za mingi sangyuji Jechini jingin chenta mojinu Shinchoti za mingi sangyuji Shinchoti za mingi sangyuji Dichini shimpa na zinti wenu Shinchoti za mingi sangyuji Yunyamami za edan luginu Shinchoti za mingi sangyuji Shayami Zano de Malugun, Shincho Tizamengi Tisurgi, Namakati Dajindu Yagirji, Nide Udajindu Yagirji, Dawayamo Jindu Pelgirji, Metoda Jindu Yagirji. Tangi juju dengurji, chapsi lun bojindu dengurji, godo nur bojindu jungurji, cheguni da jindu gurgurji, kurbangar soda gurgurji, nur shuzi jindu gegurji. Nenta juda jindu kyabgurji, serine me de dandin gurji, loya tujin dunya tongurji, tashi dele. Okay, so I think that's about it. Let's time is running, so I think today just we do till here, and second part we can skip, and then let's jump to the page number, the dedication, or just before dedication here, and then lungta, this one also we skip today. Page number, let me find. Oh yeah, page number 106. So we do from the confession, the Vajrasattva, and then we do the last part, and then let's see, I can finish it almost at o'clock. Yeah, page number 106, yeah, the Vajrasattva. You got it? Okay, everyone has it? Yeah. 106, okay? Okay, let's do. Benzer Sato Samaya Manubalaya, Benzer Sato Dinaba, Dictated Mem, Sudayo me, Bawasuboyo me, Bawa, Anurata mem, Sarvasiti me, Prayaza, Sarvakarmasuza me, Chitama Shriya Guru, ha, ho, Bhagavan, Sarvatha, Gada Benzer Mamem, Benzirba Mahasamaya Sado. I, u, ri, li, o, ang, kaka, ga, hanga, za, hanya, da, hana, da, han, papa, mayra, la, wa, shakya, saha, kya, so, ha, ye, dharma, hitu, prabhav, hitun, dikhan, tata, gato, haya, vata, dikhan, zayin, irjadayo, amba, mahasharma, na, so, ha, kiki, simjin, tungun, Jesu tumbe ngojub sangye shigne kya laryang tuje junbarat benzer mun chujin nedir kangla jungpo sao gyua tang kanyang sating kwepa salar gyua kanyang ba guwar gila rangnes Thamche thade drowarge sarva buddha gansa. Now dissolution comes here. So yeah, try to meditate a little bit. We all do together. So of course this one, the what do you call? Sending them back. The mudra I send in the this group. Okay, it's beneficial, helpful. So this one, Holiness ones very clearly mentioned when we do this part, the sending the upper guest back. So this has to be, how do you say? Same. It's not like that. It doesn't go like this. Is the embracing mudra, normally we do that. There are so many things, like in offerings we do that, but in this sending back, it has to be same, it has to be like that. Yeah, straight. It doesn't go cross, it has to be straight. Next one is cross, but it has to be here in this video. I can't, it has to be around your level. It shouldn't be in the heart, in the level part, because I can't show here in the video which I send you. I did, because taking from the head, it goes here. Okay, so like that, navel, yeah, level, you have to do that. So this one is like that. Yeah, now better, I think, my video. So kege simjen dungunze jesu layan tu jejum bardu benzer. So it has to be here. Yeah. Then chujin ne de gala pa jumbo sao gyu kayang setting kuba ta seller gyu kayang goar gila jane su thamche thade droarge sarva buddha. The right hand come above, and then that's, and then do econometric posture. Yeah, I in recording, I the person who took video cut it, so I couldn't finish. So after that, you have to econometric posture, and then meditate. So there's the meditation we have to do. Right? So meditation, in the sense, the dissolution, yeah. So sending back all these different guests, and then Guru Padma Sambhava in the front, dissolve into a light, light form, and then it dissolves into you, and then you become, yourself also become emptiness, and then within this state of the Mahamudra, the state of your own nature of your own mind, then try to meditate without any distraction. Okay, let's do that part, a little bit of meditation. Okay, then now dedication. Next page. Engewa di nyurdu da lama idam kandro chugyo suma dubgyur ne drowa chigyam le tiye sala gudbar sho. Let's do this one. Oh, I don't know what's that time. Okay, so then I thought of talking about the last part, but anyway, that part we always do that. Maybe tomorrow I can talk. So now you all can unmute, and then we will do the dedication letter. And then any doubt or any question, and then we have to also discuss about the next text. You all can unmute, and any question in the, first, any doubt or question you have.
What does the sponsor refer to in the text? Around page 66, it talks about.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Sponsor, of course, who sponsor. In our case, we have, all of you are our sponsor, I mean, who give you, like especially this is, I think, when we say sponsor, means who are offering you. So in your case, you don't have a specific sponsor, who really give you money and food and all these things. So I think in your case, you can always think about the people who you have connection with, your family, your relatives, your friends who you really know. Yeah. So all of them, you can, me and all the sentient beings. Yeah. I mean, in broader thought, you can think all the beings. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other question? In doubt?
Well, I have one small question.
Okay.
When we do la Namaste Watatagata Vayovishnu like this, we do the purification, like the one we do today. We do the same in in different practices, in other puja or in other texts.
Which one?
Namasarva Tathagata Vayovishnu Keve.
Oh, yeah. Oh, visualization.
The visualization, yes. Should we do the same visualization in other texts?
Yes. Wherever the Namasarva Tathagata, it's same. You have to visualize with yourself with the Virachana, and then later, it's the same. It's mainly for multiplying, cleansing. Yeah, in many part it comes. It's the same visualization. Yeah, letter kang in the mudra, Namkadzu mudra. Yeah. Okay.
And another question: if we want to do the Rio Sancho at the same time as the Nolsang, to incorporate both, which part of the Rio Sancho we put?
Which part?
Yes, like only before the.
The where you have to burn.
No, we do the Nolsang. If I want to do the Nolsang, and then at the same time the Rio Sancho. So I suppose I don't have to do the refuge of the Rio Sancho.
No. Okay. So that part. Let me. I think that's what I wanted to discuss. What maybe tomorrow or tomorrow we might have to talk about the Rio Sancho. I can teach you. That I can give you the point where you have to insert the Rio Sancho. You don't have to do double refuge and bodhicitta and all these things. So there's only little part Rio Sancho part you can insert in the Nolsang. So maybe tomorrow I can show you. I can give all of you the numbers. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. And any other question? So then, if not, then we discuss what we will be continue with the teachings. So I checked. I requested Holiness about it. Because you all have a different thoughts and ideas to continue. And then Holiness said best is the Ngondru and Tara. And Tara. So he said, yeah, let's do this too. But then now we have to think about the text. I don't know. Ngondro, if we do Ngondro, I think of course it will be benefit for all of us. And then which text we are going? Without text, it's quite difficult, isn't it? We have to have a text. Will we be doing on Guru Yoga from the Rosary or Rosary, right? What do you all think? We can do from the Rosary. We have the Guru Yoga, which has all. It's a concise of very short, but then we can elaborate on the visualization and all these things. What do you think? Other Andrew? Rosary is the best, yeah.
Yeah.
I think is the best, yeah.
Okay.
And then which rosary?
Yeah. Rosary, I think all the rosaries have the Guru Yoga, no?
This kind.
Oh yeah, you have few of them. So I think the latest one, I don't know, 4th edition or 3rd edition. These both have not the old one. I think all of you have the new rosary now, yeah?
No. The newest one I have is this one, which is.
Okay. And also, if you have, all of you are access to internet, so in Drukpa calendar, you can also always look at it. In Drukpa calendar, we have rosary in there, in the prayer books, the 4th edition.
I don't know. edition.
And you also put it in the chat for us. It's page 236, not in the PDF, but on the written on the page. It's number 236 in the rosary, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Are you talking about the 4th edition?
Yes, the one that was emailed, the one that was sent to us through the chat, the PDF.
Ah, the trouble is one can't print it out because it's so big, and then reading it online, I find it very difficult today too, the text, because you have to keep on pushing it, so you haven't got 5 hands to do it. But anyhow, that's all right. Okay. It's not the, is it not the same text in the older versions? Like this one?
I think that's
Guru Yoga. This one.
yes, yes.
Or the small Guru Yoga that we always had, the Plure one?
I think the Guru Yoga, we have only one Guru Yoga. I think all rosary also have the Guru Yoga.
Oh.
You all check. It's the same. It's the very, very concise, very short one.
Yeah.
Huge and
Like
Buddhist.
the little booklet from Plure, that's a nice one.
It's page
Oh, yeah.
190. In the 3rd edition, it's page 190.
Thank you, Mary.
Okay, so you all prepared that book, and then tomorrow probably we can, I don't know, Nolsang is enough now, yeah, for all of you. You all still need training, or now this video will be uploaded in the YouTube. So I think you all okay now, or you need more training together?
This is the long Nundro. This is the long Nundro too.
Which one?
Chariot.
Yeah, the Chariot of Grace. This is
Oh,
the
yeah.
one doing accumulation.
It's the long draw, okay.
Yes.
Everyone has that long one draw? No, right?
Yeah.
No.
I think
No, only the one in the rosary.
mhm.
Chariot. Yeah, I have the chariot.
And the Guru Yoga sounds great.
It would be great to do the short one in the rosary.
Yeah.
I think that's good, yeah. I think too long is, then I can elaborate whatever I can do. Mainly it's of course the practice of from refuge Bodhicitta, and then Vajrasattva, Mandala and Guru Yoga comes. So I can try to elaborate, and then whatever. And then after that, let's see about the Tara. Tara also, I'm also not very sure, because 21 Tara, we can look, I found one in from this Lotsawa house, they have a translation. So then we can go through it, you know, we all need a text, otherwise without text, I think it's difficult for all of you to, you know, look at. So we can do that. But for tomorrow, then we can, tomorrow let's do Jio Sancho together, yeah. And then I will, whoever you guys, if you would like to do both Jio Sancho and Nolsang, then I will teach you where to insert. And also, yeah, some of you asked to teach Jio Sancho. So Jio Sancho, if you go through Jio Sancho, all the Jio Sancho, yeah, we can go through it. Let's tomorrow we can do Jio Sancho, but I don't finish it, but it doesn't matter. And then we can continue. If I can finish, because if we want to go through every detail, Jio Sancho is very much Dzogchen practice, you know. It's all how do you say, it talks about the very advanced practice, advanced, you know, how do you say, practice or realization or whatever it is. So I will try to explain a little bit, but I think mainly it's very nicely translated, so you all can go through it. And then yeah, tomorrow let's do Jio Sancho. Also we can practice together from the refuge to the end. It's a very short, and then at the same time I can give you a little bit of description, you know, what is, it's more or less same anyway, no some, but I can try to talk about the visualization, importance of visualization, you know, what needs to be done. Yeah, so tomorrow we will do that, and then from next weekend we start Hondo. Okay, yeah, we do Guru Yoga, and then see how it goes. And then yeah, today also time finished, and the last part I wanted to explain, the very last part, this 4 verse. So tomorrow or anyway, at the time I can try to talk. So today I think time is already over. So anything you would like to say?
Tinsila, I just wanted to ask, when we do some of the mudras, do we visualize the letter in the left hand or the right hand in some of the mudras? No, when we do like this, is the letter in this hand or in that one?
When we do this, the Rinchen Jungden Radna Sambhava. So we have to visualize in the left.
The other hand, okay.
Yeah, the other hand. And when we do this and the other hand, right, the Amoga Siddhi, we have to visualize.
Yeah, and it's still facing this way.
Yes, facing this one, like that.
Yeah. Or facing the hand way, sideways. The letters.
Front. So this is front, no? This is back. So this is the front, facing like that. It has to be like that.
So it's the one going like this.
Yeah.
So the letter is on this hand that goes like that.
So when you do this, so letter is here.
Okay, yeah.
And then you do this, letter is both in where.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Any other thing? No, yeah.
I just want to say thank you so much. It's so great that we can be studying with you.
No. You're welcome. I hope it's helpful for all of you. So as far as it's helpful, I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, very helpful. Thank you.
Okay, so then now let's do the dedication together, and then today we wrap up with that. You can think about the today's the teaching from the what they say, night moon. Okay, whether that makes sense. And I don't know, my way of explaining is very poor, very poor, very sad. Sorry for that, but then you can still think about it. Yeah, I think it's a very profound teaching. Okay, let's do dedication together. 111, yeah, the aspiration, this one. Jumdende Dijin Shikwa Mulam Dubegel Bon Chase Hello Letan Lubrekin Legir Pai Dundane Tan Jumpe Sevas Sinjemi Devin Namugu Jitin Kamsu Jumar Magure Chidre me Tipesi Chaji Giji Lalu Sem Diljebi So to Neki Dungi Jingin Bajik then comes to Jumar Magure Chida Shinje Kana Zubatar Neki Ming Samad Beta Jimbi Ninje Bata da Perim So Luchin Gulan for Magure Not big it don't target Juda Lubre Josum Gatu Jiga Jinilla so by Lucin Gulat or Magure Lucem Deva Malujo Jebe Juji to Bedung Chimba Maluji Jin told them you Serene me de Gidimber Lama Conchonam Gitu Jeda Kandro Shiko Sume to Lejelua me pedin dogi Mulam Chitrenta Padu Gyurichi Karma Rabri Marmedam Gyuma Zilpa Chugurda Milam Lok Chinta Buin Duce Chunam De Okay, so you all have a good night, good evening, good day. Okay, good day ahead. Then see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, rosary. Yeah, you all have to be prepared rosary for the Jio Sanche. Okay, so we will, instead of Nolsang, we will practice Jio Sanche, and also you can prepare the burn offerings. Yes, like the Nolsang. But tomorrow we wouldn't be reciting entire Nolsang. Yeah. Okay. Okay, then see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.